Hey everybody. I want to talk about something that I haven't touched on in a very long time. That's makeup. Makeup's something I used to talk about semi-regularly years and years and years and years and years ago, way back when I was doing cross-dressing tips for beginners. I touched on specific aspects of makeup more in a broad philosophical try and do this, try and avoid this way rather than actually doing tutorials because I don't have enough faith in my makeup abilities even now to do tutorials. Rather, what I want to talk about this time is how my own relationship to makeup has changed. I noted in a video, I think it was last year, not too long ago, that you may, in fact, notice things with the way I do my makeup now that you may not have before. The main thing being that you might see stubble, or you might see beard shadow. I do my best to keep this all down and away and not visible, but I no longer use foundation. And I haven't for a while. Actually, at this point, I don't even use foundation for hosting shows anymore. Not unless I'm going like for an actual severe change to my face. Like if I'm cosplaying, I don't know, Harley Quinn. This has got to be a lot paler. But something short of that, I don't touch it anymore. And it's really freeing. And thinking about why, I had to think about, well, why was I wearing makeup in the first place? Well, makeup for me initially was the same as skirts and blouses and breast forms and, until I grew this out, wigs. It was a way to connect to my femininity. The thing that made makeup a little bit different, though, than the rest of it was that it wasn't just an addition. It wasn't just, here's something that helps you feel more feminine. It was also a way to hide things about my appearance and about my face. You know, things like eyeshadow, whatnot, that's addition. Foundation in particular, that's about obscuring. That's about removing visibility on certain things. It feels really good to be comfortable not wearing it. Now, part of that may be something, some people tell me that they think my face in general, since I've been on hormones for a while now, has gotten softer and a bit less masculine. I'm not going to say I don't see it. The thing is, though, I have a very hard time being certain whether that is specifically from my hormone regimen or if that is just the fact that I'm 40 years old now, my metabolism has slowed down and I've put on weight in the last few years. Or it could be both. That's distinctly possible as well. But the thing is, I'm actually incredibly lucky because I actually have very good skin. I don't get a lot of blemishes, pimples, pockmarks. And so really for me, the purpose of foundation was only ever to cover up beard shadow. And as time has gone on, while it's not 100% gone and definitely running my face over it, I still feel it. I don't worry about that nearly as much anymore. I talked a few years ago about just the general thing of, as I have begun to feel myself inherently day to day more feminine, I don't have to do as much to feel like I'm embracing that. I don't have to put on heels, a short skirt. I don't have to shave my legs all the dang time. I don't shave my pits regularly anymore because I don't need to go to that level. And I used to. I used to have to because my default was masculine. But add to the pile of things I don't feel the need to do all the time, if at all anymore, add foundation to that. And even with the other makeup that I do, things have generally gotten more subtle. I've had people like ask me to tell them about how I do makeup. This is trial and error. And this is not a lot. This is the stuff I do with the eyes, which is eyeliner, eyeshadow, a little bit of filling in the brow, and then blush, like a little coloring around the face, very light, and lipstick. And that's it. I don't contour. I don't use concealer. As I said, I don't really use foundation anymore. And even what I do with the rest of my face is not complicated. Like, I've watched makeup tutorials, and I've seen people who are even like, oh, this is so easy, and they like have 10 steps more than what I do. What I do is very basic. But at this point, basic really works for me. Now, it'll be even easier if I am able, hopefully, in the not-so-distant future, to get permanent facial hair removal. That's something I've actually wanted for longer than I've even been on hormones of any kind. Even longer than I've been on T-blockers, I wanted permanent facial hair removal. Because even when I still thought I was a cis male, I thought facial hair looked like garbage on me, and I hated dealing with it. I still kind of hate dealing with it. But the thing has been I haven't had the means and the time to get it addressed. Again, hopefully soon, if for no other reason than as I get older, the techniques used to deal with dark hair as opposed to light hair are different. Different techniques work better on different hair types, and as I start to go kind of salt and pepper, that's going to complicate things. So that is something I hope to deal with. But even without having had that, it's like a weight gone. But something that I realized when I decided I was going to sit down and talk about this is while I do appear on camera without makeup in a fair number of places, if you've ever watched me on Twitch or the Break Room of Geeks, I rarely have makeup. I've never appeared here without makeup. And I think for a long time I wasn't comfortable with the idea. It was kind of a big step, even though I didn't really use foundation anymore anywhere else, to stop wearing foundation on here. Makeup has been a help to me for a very long time. It has helped me see myself the way I wanted to, helped me see myself in a way that gave me a confidence that was distinctly different from whatever confidence I might have felt presenting masculine. It has been with me for as long as I've been going out in public. And while I will continue to wear it the vast majority of times, if not every time, on this channel, I thought it was time for me to be here before you and admit and stand by the idea that I don't need it anymore. And it feels good to have makeup be something that I choose to do. And I really don't ever feel obligated anymore, other than like situations I've voluntarily got myself into. You know, burlesque shows or doing a cosplay or whatnot. I've chosen to do that. That's voluntary. Makeup isn't something that I feel I'm required to do anymore. Definitely not for myself. And I don't do this for anybody else. So if I'm happy, then that's enough. And I wanted to share that with you. Now, let me be clear. If you still need makeup, if you are more at ease with it on, that's not a fault. I'm not doing this as a brag. I'm not saying this is what you should be aiming for. This is what you should be. No. Like I said, I'm very privileged in that I have very clear skin. Not everyone does. And you might not be at this comfort level. Makeup might not ever be a burden to you. It might only ever be a joy. And all that's fine. When I tell you about aspects of my journey, where I am or where I have been, it's just that. It's my journey. It's not an expectation. It's not a requirement. You don't have to land where I've landed and be like how I am. But I have found that it's good for anyone out there who might not have heard this perspective or might feel anything similar but has not heard it said out loud, to know that other people do think this way and do have this relationship with themselves, with makeup. So, thank you. Thank you for indulging me. And what I really want you to remember is no matter what, no matter who you are, how you identify, makeup or no, you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved.